Welcome to Natural Mystic TV. I am the Natural Mystic, and real briefly, let's just talk about this. So, coronavirus is a belief. It's a narrative that the masses have been pitched, and if you go against this narrative, if you have your own set of ideas behind it, then you are labeled inconsiderate, uneducated. You're crazy because you're not following the narrative of fear. Because you said, hey, I'm going to live my life. I'm going to live in love and not fear. I'm going to let love guide me and not fear. And the thing about this narrative is that, let's see, like, I haven't worn a mask. The only time I wear a mask is at work. That's, the practice of knowing the truth, but respecting the illusion, knowing that, this is all bullshit, but at the end of the day, this place I work at puts a roof over my head, so I'll play the game. But as it pertains to, going out to stores and hanging out with people and all that shit, no, I'm living free, baby. I'm living free. I'm living free. I'm letting love guide me and not fear. And so I haven't worn a mask. I'm perfectly healthy. I'm using the power within me, the God power within me, and that I am, to co-create my reality, rather than following a narrative that is being pushed and blasted all over, social media and CNN. Why do we put so much faith in politics and in the government rather than faith in what we call God? Where's your God now? Oh, your God is social media. Your God is CNN. Your God is what that article says. But see, what most of us don't know is that these people pushing this narrative are puppets for the cabal. The dark ones. The religions call it the devil. I mean, there's many names for it, but to keep it simple, let's just say that there's a dark energy that is adamant on keeping the collective consciousness at a very dense frequency. And when 2012 happened, it shifted the consciousness into a time of global awakening. So in 2012, a lot of people started to wake up to the truth of who and what they are and what this is all is. Right? And now 2020 is where that snowball is really rolling. Like the mass awakening, the shift is happening. This is a spiritual warfare. They talk about it in Revelations. They talk about it in all these ancient texts. And the time is now. It's now. It's happening. We're in it. Hello, here we are. And they know this, so they're using so many tactics to keep you and I on a dense frequency, because it's an energy game. You see, we're more than the body. The body is form, but we are formless. We are made in the image of God. And what is God but consciousness? And the energy that is being put out on CNN, on social media, even at work, because they're telling you, wear your mask, man. You gotta think about others. You gotta wear your mask. But for one, no one really has the power to insert themselves into your reality. No one can take your power away unless you give it to them. And for years, civilizations in the last 9.5 months, we have been unconsciously giving our power away and walking around angry and mad and sad and depressed. And that's okay. It's okay. But let's understand what's going on. That this is a mass awakening, a shift in consciousness, a spiritual warfare. It's not about coronavirus. It's not about black and white. It's deeper than that. but they want to hold you where they want to hold you. They want to play you like a fiddle, and you are being played like a fiddle. So now is the time for us to wake up. Now is the time for us to ascend out of hell, out of purgatory. Ideas leave not their source. If I go and write a song and I share it with millions, is it still my song? Is it still my creation? Right. So you were created in the image of God. You were an idea in the mind of God. You've never left God, because ideas leave not their source. But in the dream you have, in the dream there are many planes. And in this plane, in this dream, there's real pleasure, there's real pain, there's real suffering, there's violence, there's rape. But in acknowledging the suffering as equally valid as the perfection, and in not clinging to it all. Where's the camera? You find true liberation. And this isn't putting humanity down. This isn't saying, Earth is booty. Forget Earth, a sin. No. I mean, yes, a sin. But a sin while in form. That's true liberation. True liberation is being free within form. And they don't want you to be free. And they know that right now is game time. So they are turning up the dial. Let's push this. Let's give them this. Let's keep them this. Let's give them fear. Let's give them suffering. Let's give them more depression. Hey, put that on the news. That's a good one. Yeah. That's them. And what you have to do, what you and I have to do is to go within ourselves and silence everything out there and let the truth of who we are be illuminated. And to co-create with God. God's will is that you have an abundant and prosperous life, but you have free will. Now everything is a choice of either liberation or entrapment. What are you going to choose? Your thoughts create your reality. Now, if you join with someone else's thought, that becomes your reality. Coronavirus is a thought form. The more we give it energy, the more we feed it. It's like, I don't know if you've ever, and I'm going to end this video shortly. I don't know if you've ever, but this is a great analogy. Have you ever watched It, the movie, the new one? So, I'm looking for something to use, but, so in the movie, the kids, you know, they all have different kind of fears, right? And the more that they feed their fear, the bigger and bigger and bigger it gets. It gets, right? So let's say your fear is coronavirus, or let's just, coronavirus is a separate entity. The more we feed it and 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 feed it, the bigger it gets. Because it's just a thought form. Everything is a thought first. And the same applies for the more that you feed your soul. The more you feed yourself with affirmations that serve you, the more you feed yourself with self-love and compassion and gratitude, the bigger and bigger it gets, and you see it manifest into your physical reality. So the choice is yours. And then as we enter the 10-minute mark of this video, I want to say something about the racial wars. That too is a distraction. There's only one human race. And even beyond that, you aren't even a human. You are a spiritual being having an earthly experience. And the only reason any of us is here is to wake up. That's all. That's the reason we're here, is to wake up and remember who we are. But they are using this to keep you from remembering who you really are. It's not about black and white. Does this shit suck? Is it horrible what's happening to my people, to our people? Yes, it is. It really is. But that's just this world. And there's only one way out, and the only way out is in. This world is a world of suffering, but as you go in, you ascend. And you see through the veil. So they're going to keep distracting you. They're going to keep making you feel things that you don't want to feel. And when you feel it, it's okay. You feel that shit. You cry it out. You scream it out. That's cool. Be a mother to yourself. But at some point, you have to be the father to yourself too, and get your ass up, wake up, focus, realign, recenter into what is true. And that is that you are never apart from well-being. You are never apart from peace. But you can dream that you are, because you have free will. But whenever you decide to recenter and to come home, the doors are open. The arms of your God is open. Peace.